Police Psychic. Find me.
Hello everyone, this is Kelly Snyder with Valerie Graham with Find Me, Police Psychics and More, produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for Hear Women Talk. Today's show is going to be an overview about the Find Me group, items that we covered in the past 10 weeks, but also just a little bit more in-depth understanding of the Find Me group, what the Find Me group's all about, and our special guest today is, oh wait, it's me.
It's you, Kelly. And I'm glad you're here.
I don't know about special, but,
very special,
you know,
very special.
What the heck.
Well, each week we've had guests from your Find Me team, and of course we're going to talk some about them and, you know, some of their background, but also we've had so many people afterwards, you know, just saying, well, tell me some more about Find Me and, you know, what goes on there. So this show is devoted to that, some of your cases, some of the questions, and I hope everybody will call in, too, with questions to Kelly or, you know, for the program. And, Kelly, you can give them that famous number.
Yeah, the line to call in is to Hear Women Talk is 914-338-1186, 914-338-1186, and then also if you want to write in on the chat line, it's hearwomentalk.com. It's H-E-R-E, womentalk.com.
And we're monitoring the chat line, so if you want to ask questions or have any opinions, please feel free to come on in, and we will bring those up again during the program. Well, Kelly Snyder, you are the founder of Find Me, and let's go to the very beginning. How did this all begin for you? I know you have an incredible law enforcement background, and you graduated from the University of Hawaii. What more can we say? But beyond that, how did you come to this and to forming Find Me?
Well, I had mentioned earlier in some of the shows that my interest is always, after I retired from the government, to work with children in some capacity. And shortly after retirement, I met some of the guys I used to work with on the job, and one of them happened to be working with the National Center for Missing Children, so he asked me if I'd be interested in something like that, and it just seemed to fit perfectly. It was, you know, just shortly after I had been selected with the local program, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they you know, assigned a young little 11-year-old boy, and I mentored him up until he turned 18, which is when the program ends for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I mean, you can stay friends forever, obviously, but anyway, I just wanted to deal with children and try to guide them down a correct path, if you will. And then when this thing came up with the National Center for Missing Children, I didn't really know what to expect, but it seemed interesting, and I did a little bit of research, what little you can do, but it was to help police departments across the country investigate missing children. And until I really went to the academy, I didn't and couldn't appreciate, you know, what it was going to be all about until I met two of the mothers of two missing children who incidentally have still not been located. One was Jacob Wetterling, and the other one was Morgan Nick. And during the academy, which was a training facility that they sent us to learn the methodology of trying to find a missing child, this is really what was a defining moment for me, because I had no clue the amount of missing children that were out there. And
how many? I mean, give us some kind of idea of what.
Well,
what it is.
It sounds like a small number, but in the reality of obviously the lives that it affects, it's a large number, and it averages somewhere between 25 and 2,700, and it fluctuates every year, obviously up and down, just because some kids are found, and a large majority of those kids that are missing are what they call endangered runaways. And it's a label that I think needs to be changed somewhere down the road, because a child that is 12 years old, if they go missing, all the police departments around the area, search dogs, helicopters, everything comes into play. Now, if a child is 13, and God only knows where this figure came up, but someone years and years and years ago came up with the age 13 and decided that anyone that was missing that's 13 or older is an endangered runaway. Now, that figure is sometimes true, but I hate to see that labeling. I think that any kid that is missing needs to be established immediately, whether or not there's any foul play involved, or whether or not there's any kind of a problem where, whether it be accidental or on purpose, the child goes missing. And so, you know, there are people in the world that that I've met and talked to that are working on this issue, but it's a slow process, number one, from a local level, and then from a federal level, it's trying to get everyone from the House and the Senate, everyone interested in trying to change the law. But it's really something that needs to be addressed down the road, because a lot of the cases we worked where it was an endangered runaway, but there were a lot of extenuating circumstances, like medical issues and so many different things that need to be addressed.
And you had said at one point when we had talked some time back that oftentimes runaways have other home issues that are not so great.
Well, yeah, from the Find Me group perspective, the members early on, and I'm talking probably 7 years ago, decided that they did not want to work on missing children that were considered runaways, and they didn't want to bring a child back to potentially a bad home. So we really have left it up to the authorities in the runaway situation that's out there. But the remainder of the kids that we were working on were actually an abduction of some kind, whether it be from a family member or a sexual predator out there. And of course, that was my motivation initially, of course, to bring a child back regardless of the situation or circumstances is critical in my viewpoint. But yeah, it's just one of those things where the psychic members at that time, and it seems to have made sense, we will not get involved in a runaway case unless the CPS, Child Protective Services, or the police request us to get involved. So
absolutely.
And we don't get that many requests as it is. It's but again, that's what motivated me to start getting involved with investigating the missing children. And then those cases, even though there's still quite a few out there, usually go into a cold case status, and that's when the organization, the National Center for Missing Children, they get involved in all of the cold cases, trying to help police departments.
And of course, cold cases are a lot colder than warm cases, and a lot more difficult based on your past shows with our past comments with how to find people, and children or others. And that's right. How you kind of tell us, really, how did you move from doubting any kind of psychic assistance or intuitive assistance to finding and founding Find Me, and then working with a team of over 100 intuitives all over the world? How did that transition happen?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where I was eager to get involved in trying to do anything and everything to assist police departments to find children. And what happened was, in this 3-year period, actually 2 years is when I started getting a little bit antsy. I had only been assigned 2 cases in 2 years, and it just not my whole body makeup is not to sit around and wait. So I did have a fairly aggressive partner, and we decided we were just going to go out there and kick the bushes, talk to police departments, and try to get them interested in calling us on anything and everything that they had, whether it be a fresh case or a cold case. We didn't get a lot of referrals, but we did get more than anyone else out there, basically sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. So that's pretty much how it unfolded. I just didn't want to sit around and wait, so I thought, what the heck, I'm going to start my own organization, and I wanted to work only in the state of Arizona on missing children cases. And before I knew it, I also wanted to know a little bit more about the psychics out there, whether or not this really worked, because I thought, you know, the criminal always has the advantage. They know when they're going to do. Yes. Yeah, they know when they're going to commit their crime. They usually take a great deal of trouble. There are situations where it's an opportunity and they snatch a child, but for the most part, the predator out there is going over and over and over his game plan as to how to steal the child, take the child somewhere, sexually abuse the child, then kill the child. And the bad part about all of this, that usually all of that takes place within anywhere from 4 to 8 hours.
Because
so it doesn't give a lot of time for law enforcement, even with their first responder card in their patrol car, as to what they're supposed to do. And we should probably hit on a couple of the things that they need to do, but anytime a child goes missing, the police do arrive with a game plan, and the game plan needs to be put into place immediately. You can't wait. And some of the points on that, they should show up with a search dog, a dog that can obviously follow the trail of a missing child.
Yes.
Exactly. But not every police department has that. So this is one of the things that our group, with our search and rescue canine corps, we try to get that word out as best we can to all local law enforcement, that if you don't have a dog available, then contact us so we can get out there immediately and start the process along with the directions from the police. And of course, it needs to be said, we don't do anything without the police being involved, number one. Number two, they are in charge of everything that goes on. We just do what they pretty much tell us to do. With the only exception, we are extremely professional and knowledgeable about what to do, so we will, if not asked, make suggestions, obviously, when we're in the field working with them.
Excuse me. Kelly, we have been, bombarded by questions, so when we come back, we will ask you a few of those, so stay with us.
Looking forward to it.
Hi, my name is Jesse Jordan with Further Faster Initiatives, and you're listening to Hear Women Talk Radio.
Hello, race fans. This is Jeff Gilder, creator of RacersReunion.com. When you're in Myrtle Beach, check out my favorite, the Caravel Resort. The Caravel Resort has a golf department and concierge with golf privileges at virtually every course on the Grand Strand, including the coveted Dunes Club.
And ladies, pamper yourself with Caravel's Studio Spa, featuring services such as Swedish massage, heated stone therapy, reflexology, manicures, pedicures, facials, and more. Awaken your senses with the most requested massage and spa therapies.
The Caravel Resort, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 800-507-9145. Get the best rate on the Grand Strand when you use promo code RACERS at thecaravel.com. 800-507-9145.
Tonight, take an adventure on the Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk. Explore the haunted swamps where alligators and the ghosts from long ago still reside. Stroll across floating walkways beneath the Spanish moss as your pirate guide leads you by lantern and shares 13 spooky tales along the way. The Ghost Walk departs nightly at dusk, only at Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Call 843-361-2700 or visit MyrtleBeachGhostWalk.com for advance tickets. The Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk.
Hi folks, this is private investigator Vicki Childs, host of the Vicki Childs Show on Hear Women Talk Radio. How safe is your cell phone?